Okay, listen, all used car prices are down 5.1% from their meteoric spike in value just a few years ago. But come here. EV prices are down an astronomical 33.7%. Yes, the EV market bubble has officially bursted. Take the Taycan, for instance. It's dropped over 32% on average in the past 12 months. Or the Volkswagen ID4, that suffered losses of about 26%. Or the car that used to be the darling of EVs, the Tesla Model S, that right now is trading hands for a whopping 37 less than it did just 12 months ago, which is when my last birthday was. And that's a catastrophic number for an EV market. And it means if you have a gently used Taycan sitting in your driveway right now, well, it could be worth 40 grand less than you thought. Right now, EVs make up the slowest selling segment on the used car market, with cars like the Tesla Model S, the Model X, and the Ford Mustang Mach-E are sitting unsold on markets for over 70 days on average. And if you do that math, that's over 2 months. It's a long time. Even brand new electric vehicles are sitting on dealer lots 3 times longer than they were just a year ago. And that's with manufacturers offering mega discounts. Right now, today, you could save nearly $10,000 on a used Nissan Leaf or Chevy Bolt versus what you would have paid last year. The Model 3, yeah, it's down $15,000. The Model X has dropped by over $20K, and that is cray. And with all the lack of demand, basically all automakers are slowing down EV production, especially for electronic vehicles sold in the US market. You know, the thing is, new EVs, they're still selling, but virtually every automaker and market analyst expected a lot more growth, just like me working out at the gym. And sales figures over the past few months for the companies and their shareholders have been disappointing, to put it lightly. Wouldn't want to be in that shareholder meeting. Now, it's prompted nearly 4,000 dealerships to draft letters pleading to the US government to pump the brakes on the push towards electrification, because even with the price cuts, tax breaks, and incentives, they're just not selling. So, the bazillion-dollar question, it has us all wondering, why? Well, there's a couple of things. For one, EVs have always had hidden costs of ownership. For instance, insuring one is way pricier than you might have thought. And you must ask why? Well, because they require more complex equipment, specialized technicians, and frequently stay longer in the shop for repairs than ICE cars. It leads many insurers to turn EVs into total losses, even if there's just minor damages to any battery-related component. Parts, they are expensive, and that's assuming you can actually even get them.
And real quick, there's nothing like a little Huracan Performante V10 in the morning. Okay, if you've ever imagined yourself turning heads in a jaw-dropping supercar, you are in the right place. Sign up. Sign up for the Ideal Collective. Right now, it is completely free, and I've linked to it in the pinned first comment down below. And just by signing up, you'll be the first to know about the giveaway. Spots are limited, so sign up today. Again, it's in the pinned first comment, and now, back to the show.
And Tesla owners' sky-high incident rate sure is not helping anyone. Although, it should be said that that report, well, it may not be totally true. Check it out in this video up here. Now you can see here that a Tesla is going to cost you hundreds of dollars more a year in insurance versus comparable rides. So even if you're saving money on gas, you're still shelling out dough in other ways. Teslas, in fact, have the highest average insurance premiums of any major car brand, second to only Maserati. I wonder why. Also, there's battery degradation, which, with the cost of replacing a battery, even a humble EV like the Chevy Bolt is, yeah, not great. Or check out fellow YouTuber Motormouth, they just uncovered that it costs $60,000 to replace a battery on an Ioniq 5, which is more than the cost of a brand new Ioniq 5. Ay, ay, ay.
Okay, so I think this might blow your mind a little bit, because here are used Ioniq 5 prices over the last year and a half or so, and 18 or so months ago, they were trading hands at just under $60,000. And real quick, you can see just a year and a half later, look at that, you guys, 46.89% depreciation in about a year and a half. And that almost $60,000 car is now worth roughly $31,000. And that's the scary thing for EVs. People now have enough data to be able to see how these EVs are depreciating. So you know if you buy a 2024 Ioniq 5, in 18 months, it'll probably be worth roughly half of what you pay today. Now, brand new cars are not investments. They are going to depreciate. Of course they are. But these EVs are depreciating way more than just a regular internal combustion or hybrid vehicle. And that is why it's affecting new car prices. New car buyers know that they're gonna get hit with a huge amount of depreciation.
Then there's the range anxiety problem, which is still a major factor for buyers, which, like our friend Matt Farah says, is really more of a charging anxiety problem, but it's a subject for another video. And lastly, there's the fact that they aren't necessarily as green as you think. Lithium and cobalt mining can be devastating to the environment, not to mention the questionable working conditions miners work under. And when you take a look at what it takes to build an average EV, well, they don't look quite as sparkly as they once did to old Mother Nature. Interestingly, hybrids actually make up the majority of the fastest selling new cars. And so yes, it's clear, buyers do want more environmentally friendly and efficient cars, they just don't want the headaches that can be associated with EVs, like charging times. I mean, even the fastest chargers can take an hour or more, waiting in line for a charger. You know, there's long lines at the Tesla charging station, having to change your route based on a charger availability, having to potentially modify your home's electrical infrastructure. Good luck if you live in an apartment. And battery degradation, costs of repairs, higher costs of insurance. Yeah, it just all adds up. Okay, so what does this mean for you and me? Well, as long as the market is in a free fall, here is what you should know. If you already own an EV, then not much really that you can do. I mean, truth is, most EVs are great and will last a very long time. So, since it's probably dropping in value like a rock, but you want an EV, our advice would be just to hold on to it. Now, if you don't already own one, but you simply must have an EV, well, that means you're in luck. Brand new models like the Tesla Model S and Model X are the least expensive they've ever been. Yeah, Model S's are starting in the low 70s, and Model X's starting under 70 if you're able to use that federal tax credit. That's insane. Those were $100,000 plus vehicles less than a year ago. And the used market is teeming with several excellent options. It's important to note, though, that the values of electric cars are expected to decline at an abnormally quick rate for at least a while longer. So be ready to keep on taking a pretty aggressive hit on depreciation year over year. And guys, this is actually one of those instances where leasing a car might actually make the most sense, depending on how you plan on using it. Look, we actually really do like EVs. We think there's absolutely a use case where they're pretty much ideal. And if I'm gonna be honest, for the most part, they're actually pretty fun to drive. Plus, with brands like Honda continuing to push the envelope in the electrified arena, it's only a matter of time until the value proposition for EVs makes a whole lot of sense. And like most emerging technologies, it's still the early days for battery-powered cars. I mean, okay, electric cars have been around since the 1800s. Heck, one of the first cars Ferdinand Porsche built was actually battery-operated, but you guys know what I mean. As infrastructure does improve, the batteries themselves improve, and more revolutionary improvements are made, you know, stuff like solid-state battery tech, EVs are poised to become even more popular. For now, it's the plug-in hybrid that lives at the epicenter of where performance, efficiency, and practicality all intersect. But what do you guys think? Did Toyota absolutely get it right by putting their eggs in the hybrid basket instead of the EV one? Will you buy an EV when the market bottoms out, hopefully sometime in the next year? We all know that the ICE era is coming to an end, but maybe we need a decade-long hybrid era to bridge the gap. I mean, even the Corvette is going hybrid. Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the vid, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, check out this ideal vid up here, or whatever YouTube recommends you watch next. I'm Brad, the Financial Cowboy. This is Ideal, and promise me one thing, keep living the ideal lifestyle.